when you're looking for the knife to where you're starting at, you want a chef's knife or a multi-purpose knife, sometimes called a santoku or a gyuto. So that would be these shapes here. We usually recommend if somebody's just beginning, maybe they want something like this guy here. It's made in Seki, Japan by a company called Oishi. It looks very cool, which is always nice, especially for gifts. Works great, stainless steel, and a little bit more rugged. Because sometimes as we get into the higher end, finer knives, they're a bit more twitchy, a bit more Ferrari-like. So I think if we can start with something quite rugged, but still cuts great and looks awesome, that's a great place to start. If we wanted to move up to something a little bit more fun, more into the 300, 350 mark, we can get into handmade knives. So this knife here is handmade by Asai-san. He works in Takafu Village, and well, you can see it. He's showing off. He's known for making knives that work like all the master knife makers, but his knives are known for incredible lightness and ridiculous sharpness, and that they look a bit like jewelry, like kitchen jewelry. This is something that still makes me gasp, and I've got a ridiculous collection of knives. I've got tons of knives that come through my hands. And the knives of Fujiwara-san. He makes 3 levels. This is his top level of knife. And we're talking now into the $700-800 mark. But again, handmade knife by a real master. The steel's much harder than anything else in the shop, which means it's going to stay sharper longer, and it feels more like, well, it feels more like a laser when you're cutting with it. I was working in London, England for years, and I met a Japanese knife maker there. And he's got this great tiny little shop and some extraordinary knives. And I know I went there the first day and I cut something with one of his knives, and I said something, I think, along the lines of, "Holy mackerel, that's good." And I really had no idea how exciting and how awesome knives could be. If my wife is watching this, about 15.
If she's not?
Maybe 60. Yeah, because last time I brought one home, she said something like, "Was there a problem with the other 58? I said, no, honey, no. There was no problem with them. This one's just as... She's patient.